Hi, friends, and thank you for joining me today inside the Mom Stuff Coffee Shop, a podcast dedicated to helping you get back up again in parenting, business, and overall life. I am your host, KK Smith, and today, friends, I have an exclusive show for you. This show is going to be about the year in review, life lessons to grow on. First of all, let's just take a big inhale, exhale, and woosah. Friends, we are at the end of the year, and what a year it has been. 2020. Wow. That's all I can say. But you know what? There has been some powerful life lessons this year, and I wanted to go over my most 7, and I'm sure there's more, but these life lessons have stuck with me this year, and I want you to really savor this show and think about the things that I'm about to tell you. And if you can, apply them to your life. They have been great food for my soul this year. So let's get started. As I stood in front of my Sunday school class, January 26th, the sheer panic and sadness rushed over small faces as they asked me to explain, how did God love Kobe Bryant and he died? I never forget a young man. He came up to me, Miss K, did God love Kobe Bryant? He died. He just died in a plane crash. And my explanation was, we don't know why things happen, but they happen. And sometimes, friends, things are unfigure-outable, and we'll never be able to understand or wrap our minds around them. As he looked at me, very perplexed, he sat back down and he began to look sad. And we talked about our feelings and how they felt about this great basketball player. 9 people altogether passed away in the aircraft. And so, one of the great life lessons that I learned from the life of Kobe Bryant, failure is an option. It prepares us for greatness. As I began to listen to Kobe Bryant's powerful life lessons, I stumbled upon a video, and he was talking about how one year when he was small, he didn't make a shot, he didn't make a layup. All he wanted to do was get better at his craft. And he began to look at life in a different way. And he started to use failure as a platform to see what he could improve on for what he can do better the next time. I began to get so much power from his words, from his life, from the Mamba mentality. And here's what he had to say. The mindset isn't about seeking a result. It's more about the process of getting to that result. It's about the journey and the approach. It's a way of life. I do think that it's important in all endeavors to have that mentality. You see, friends, it's about getting to the result. This has been so much food for my soul and fuel for my life. I have finally allowed myself to feel the journey, to get to the other side, to enjoy the results, to enjoy the refining process. And it has been a great lesson from Kobe Bryant and his wisdom. And friends, he was so wise. You could go hours and hours watching his content, watching his talks. And he had so many friends, so many people that absolutely loved and adored him. And as I gained more knowledge from him, I began to see why this young man was so wise, well beyond his years. The next life lesson would come on March the 16th. My husband and I had traveled with the group of friends, and the day we left, they said they would be closing down the country. Now, our kids were here and we were there. Friends, you're talking about panic mode. Oh my goodness. So the pandemic hit, and it was a tailspin. Our kids were home. We wanted to get home. The airports were strict. Everywhere that you talked to anyone, they talked about the pandemic. They talked about uncertainty. And what are we going to fly back into? Oh my goodness. It was sheer panic. But the life lesson that I learned from this is life is but a vapor. Love and live now. Friends, I can't tell you how many thoughts I had around that time. We didn't know what was going on in the world. People were dying at record rates. The state of New York had become an epicenter. And soon after then, where we live had become as well. So the pandemic has definitely taught me to live life now, live on purpose, love on purpose. Because friends, there are so many people who have lost their lives during this pandemic. And I'm sure you know some people, and I'm sure you know some people that have either had COVID-19 or who have died from COVID-19. So the great life lesson is to live your life on purpose. If you want to do something, go ahead and do it. If you want to love deeply, go ahead and love deeply. If you want to forgive, and you should, go ahead and do that. But live your life now. The wisest man who ever lived, King Solomon, once said, "The suchness of life is to fear God." Solomon had so much in this life. He had wives, he had wealth, he had anything his heart desired. And he decided that life was full of vanity. Vanity in every area. And he came to the conclusion that life was all about fearing the Lord, having some good friends and some good food. And friends, that is the suchness of life. Sometimes we get so wrapped up into this or that. But while you're here, learn to live life on purpose now. Because once it's gone, it is fleeting. All is vanity, says King Solomon. The next life lesson would come on May 25th. What a horrific day for the entire world to observe. The death of George Floyd. We all stood by as George Floyd was killed by a police officer. This was a global outcry of injustice. From this came the biggest social movement in history, Black Lives Matter. And there was so much controversy around All Lives Matter and Black Lives Matter. Well, friends, a lot of the world have not a clue of what Black people have endured for centuries, for generations. And Black Lives Matter was such a global movement. I would turn on the TV and I would see protests. I would go to some protests. I would also see how the world leaned into love. And that is the next life lesson. Friends, any opportunity that you have, lean on the side of love. There were so many allies globally for the outcry, for the injustice of the brutal, senseless murder of George Floyd. So, friends, when you have a chance, always lean on the side of love. There you will find peace, comfort, and rest for your soul. The next life lesson would come on my birthday. As I sat celebrating my birthday this year, I was reminded about the year before. The year before, I was sitting at my sister's funeral on my birthday, and I started to think deeply about my sister. She was very young. Was she happy? Did she get to do the things in life that she absolutely loved? Was she able to get back up again from life's trials, from life disappointments? It has been an awakening to my soul to be sitting at a funeral on your birthday, friends. There is no moment like that because you go into a deep reflection. What is life all about? How do you shift your perspective to live life on purpose for the rest of your life? And so my life lesson is this. If you have breath in your body, It's time to get back up again. It's time to get back up again and at least try. Try it again, at least for yourself. My next life lesson would come on August 28th with the death of Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Boseman was a wonderful actor. He played in movies like Jackie Robinson, Thurgood Marshall, Black Panther. He was phenomenal. And some interesting details about Chadwick Boseman that a lot of people might not know is that while studying at Howard University in the late 90s, he and some of his peers applied to a prestigious program at the Oxford University. They got in, but they couldn't afford to go. One of their acting teachers, Felicia Rashad, got in touch with some of her friends, and she decided to ask them could they pay it forward. Well, later on in his career, he actually revealed who this person was. And to everyone's surprise, it was none other than Denzel Washington. He paid it forward, and he was able to fulfill his dream because he didn't give up in the face of adversity. And this has been a great life lesson. When it looks like it's not going to happen, when it looks like there is no hope, stay prepared for your great moment. This has been so much food for my soul because there are still so many things in this life that I want to accomplish. This life lesson has truly inspired me to keep going and keep preparing for the great moment. Because sometimes we never know when our great moment will come. We have an idea and sometimes things fall apart. And sometimes we quit right there. Sometimes we say, oh, there's no way to take that class to get in that program. There'll be no way to fall in love again. There'll be no way to buy that home or that new car. So we submit to failure. And what I learned through the life of Chadwick Boseman, that moment, that life lesson, it means keep preparing for your great moment. This has been a great life lesson for me this year. My next life lesson would come from one of my absolute favorite gospel singers. I would take my mom to gospel concerts. Before her death, we both had an absolute love for that good old time loud gospel, the kind that gets you out of your seat and gets you dancing down the aisle and doing your dance for God, doing your dance and just letting the music just move your soul. And one of my absolute favorite gospel singers was Rance Allen, who passed away on October 31st of this year. And what I absolutely loved about Rance Allen is the gymnastics in his voice and his electric performance. If you've ever listened to a song by Rance Allen, you will be blown away. Your soul sings. Your whole body moves. You feel like crying. You feel like praising. You feel like just getting into rhythm with the core of your soul. He was explosive. I absolutely love to see him sing. And the next life lesson has everything to do with doing what you absolutely loved. Sometimes when I'm at work, I listen to songs from the 70s. And Rance Allen was once a contemporary singer, and he sung so soulful. Any work that he's ever done, it's been so soothing and soulful. And recently, I was having a small Christmas party, and we were all talking about how Rance Allen has touched our lives, whether contemporary or gospel. He was an absolute giant at his craft. So, my next life lesson is do what you absolutely love until the absolute end. Whatever that means for you, whether it's an art, whether it's a craft, whether it's singing, whatever that is for you. Do what you absolutely love, and don't you dare let anyone stop you from doing it, and do it your way. Some people won't like the way you do it. Some people will absolutely love the way you do it. But the most important part is, do you love the way you do it? And are you fulfilling your soul's calling with what you absolutely love to do? And friends, the final life lesson for this year, 2020, came on Thanksgiving. My home was quiet. My husband was in the back of our home. The kids had run off to grandma's house with their brother. And it was one of these moments that it felt like a deep reflection. As I sat there in my quiet moment, looking at a candle and listening to the sweet sounds of Christmas music, I was just thankful. Thankful to be alive. Thankful for this year. Thankful for all the life lessons that this year has shown me. Thankful for my family. Thankful for my friends. Thankful that God has allowed me to produce this show so I could share so many life lessons with the world. Thankful for the ups and thankful for the downs. Thankful for things that did not work out and thankful for things that did. Thankful for my children. Thankful for their different personalities in every way. Thankful for a roof over my head, food to eat, a place to sleep. Thankful for my business. Thankful for deep conversations with my friends. Thankful for my favorite blanket. Thankful for food on Thanksgiving. Some of our favorite dishes. Thankful for big, warm hugs. Some of my friends know that when they give me a hug, I say, no, really give me a hug. Hug me really, really tight. I love a great hug. And I'm so thankful when I can feel a great, loving hug. Thankful for my favorite glass that I drink out of. Thankful for the morning sun when I walk out the door and I'm able to take a deep, fresh breath in and a deep, fresh breath out. Thankful for my plants. Thankful for the birds singing. Thankful for the laughter among the people you love. Thankful for getting home and taking a hot shower and watching your favorite movie. Thankful for the pitfalls that God did not let me fall in, and thankful for some that He did, because those were life lessons. And overall, friends, I'm just thankful in 2020 as we wrap it up for God's amazing grace. Thank you for joining me today, friends. I want to ask you, what are you grateful for? Is it your friends? Is it your family? What are the simple things that you're grateful for? I challenge you, go in your secret space and write down everything that you're grateful for. Share those things with your family and friends, and remember these 7 core life lessons. Friends, I am super excited to end this season on this note with thankfulness. Season 2 is coming up in 2021. I have some exciting guests for you. We will grow exponentially in 2021. Thank God for 2020. And if you're listening to this show, you made it out. And so we all have something to be grateful for. So join me in 2021, if the Lord's will, when our website launches. It's going to be some exciting things on our website, some resources, all of our guest information, and of course, how to continue to listen to the Mom Stuff Coffee Shop and sign up for more exciting news. Friends, thank you for joining me today for 7 life lessons of 2020. I'm KK Smith, and thank you for stepping inside the Mom Stuff Coffee Shop. And remember, you can always celebrate wins and get back up again inside the Mom Stuff Coffee Shop. Until next time.